Good evening, folks, and welcome to Turn a Classic Move. And I'm your host, Rob and Oz Bourne. Who got that? This evening's classic film review is a treasure we actually found in a video store in Silver Spring back in the 1980s. True story, folks. And just like its director, Vincent Minnelli, and the production studio Metro Goldwyn Mayer did in 1943, we decided to take a chance on the musical Cabin in the Sky. Who doesn't like a great musical? Certainly, Vincent Minnelli, the husband of one of our favorite childhood musical stars, the delightful Judy Garland, who you may remember from The Wizard of Oz, easing on down the road. If not for her Meet Me in St. Louis hit, Clang, clang, clang goes the trolley. Ding, ding, ding goes the bell. Could appreciate the musical. And even though a magical Technicolor land of Oz had only green-colored people with a house dropped on them, if I recall. Don, what? I think it was a house that fell on the green person. Might just be my version of the movie. But anyway, we had the green people portrayed by a veritable coffee closer in later life, and did not include colored folks until the Broadway hit sensation The Wiz, with a young Stephanie Mills, later portrayed in the movie version that featured that lady who sang the blues, Diana Ross, pairing up with Michael Jackson. Minnelli pitched an idea about a crossover film that featured an all-black cast, probably one of the first big ones. And long before MGM became associated with casinos, this tale about an inveterate gambler tripled their $900,000 investment at the box office. But to save costs on a potential risk that might well flop in a safe district, Munchkin fans might take a look at this gem to spot the tornado effect that actually appears in the Wizard of Oz film. That's right, folks. Unfortunately, despite casting Lena Horne as the seductress, her only starring musical role with MGM, they failed to pick up her most famous song, also featured in a film that premiered around the same time as Cabin in the Sky. That's right, folks. Stormy Weather, a 20th Century Fox production that did not open until July 1943, 3 months after Minnelli's film. Now, even if the film was about a compulsive gambler played by Eddie Rochester Anderson, yes, hey, Mr. Benny Rochester, from the Jack Benny Show, Minnelli and MGM were not exactly shooting craps on this gamble, as you can see by the names that you probably already know. And even if probably the most familiar song from this classic was Taking a Chance on You, chances are that long before astrophysicist Richard Feynman, 6 easy pieces, 6 more easy pieces, discovered the secret to being a successful gambler in his recent book, these shrewd investors were placing smart money on some pretty good info. Yes, folks. Can you believe that? The tale of Dr. Faustus and his temptations by the devil has gone through multiple iterations and reproductions, including Marlowe, Goethe, and Manning, and was even given an American twist in a tale called The Devil and Daniel Webster. And even if Gene Siskel disagreed with Roger Ebert again, who gave the film 3.5 stars, boo-hooed the antiquated code and was surprised that it actually worked in that coming-of-age tale, reviving that time-tested old formula. Columbia Pictures in 1986 shelled out just $250,000 on a screenplay and paired the Karate Kid Joe Macchio, wax on, wax off, and the less-than-zero femme fatale Jamie Gertz with the jazz man Joe Seneca, and miraculously captured almost $6 million at the box office, which doesn't exactly sound like chump change or an honest gambling house. But the film appealed to a crossover audience and has been rated by some as the best blues movie ever. second only to the Blues Brothers. Sorry, Elizabeth Shue, somebody left here without singing the blues. Yeah. But it wasn't just the Faustian tale of temptation with wealth and riches that found another familiar star, Satchmo Louis Armstrong, saying in the film, "Give a man money and watch him act funny," that Minnelli and MGM were banking on for a win at the box office. No, folks, long before Pew Research Center began performing research on religious denominations and demographics, they did that thing. Their market research had confirmed that African Americans are actually more like who? More like Republican evangelical Christians when it comes to religion than they are with boo God scientists in the Democrat Party. Who knew that? And to portray the deeply religious and spiritual wife of Rochester's character, Little Joe Jackson, they cast a singer you may not know unless you are a really, really devoted jazz and blues fan, like I am. And her name was Ethel Waters, to portray the role of Petunia Jackson, a woman credited with praying powerful prayers and whose best friend at church was the ever-delightful, frankly, Miss Scarlett, I don't know nothing about birthing no babies, Butterfly McQueen. And Waters not only sang Taking a Chance on You, but also a delightful song called Happiness is Just a Thing Called Joe, because coffee is for closers. The film also featured a rather lengthy version during the church scene of "'Tis the Old Ship of Zion." In terms of critical acclaim, The Crossroads, even with a powerful movie house and powerhouse youthful stars, perhaps suffered, as Gene Siskel said, not connecting with the youth of the day by talking about contemporary temptations and sins, and only managed to win the George De La Rue Prize as Best Original Musical at the Ghent International Film Festival in 1986, while Cabin in the Sky received an Oscar nomination for Best Musical and Original Song. It was also nominated for Best Dramatic Presentation at the Hugo Awards that year, and it was not until 2006, with the coming of technology, that the DVD was nominated as a Best Classic in the Satellite Awards. Well, I pray that this has been a pleasant diversion from politics as usual. How about that war in Don Byer's poll? Ayo! Enough for that for now, and we'll be right back after these messages, folks. Ew. Yak. Whoa. He did that thing. Yeah. This advertisement was authorized by Mike Webb.